Welcome back to the WCS America Challenger League qualifier matches. We're on the last match of the day. It's between Catz and Drunkenboi, and Catz lost that first game pretty convincingly.
Yeah, that was actually a really kind of scary game there for Catz. He took so much damage, and it just was insurmountable at the very beginning of the game. He saw it, but he didn't prepare enough for it. So maybe he's going to be a little bit more prepared this time, or maybe he's going to over-prepare.
It could be. It could go either way. But one thing is for sure is that against a one-base Terran, he's probably want to make something other than drones. I think he's figured it out by here, though. Also, this map is Daybreak, so it takes a little bit longer for that attack to hit. Maybe more time to get those roaches out. That's what he was trying to get out last game.
Well, guys, we're going to be getting on into Daybreak between these two players here. And let's get right on into the map, the players, and the positions. As the beginning of this game is just starting to take away here. Spawning down here in the bottom left-hand corner from Team Root. Yet again, our blue Zerg player, it is Catz. And spawning up here in the top right-hand corner from Team FXO Esports, it is Drunkenboi. Now, I'm actually kind of impressed. Drunkenboi has been doing really well in this tournament. And it's the day before Cinco de Mayo. Cinco de Mayo is tomorrow, so normally people are drinking today. He's the Drunkenboi, he's not drunk. Or maybe he gains power. Maybe he gains power from being drunk.
He's just that good.
He's like Jackie Chan's drunken master.
It could be. Starcraft 2 variant, perhaps.
He's got the Balmer curve, if you don't know what that is. Or, yeah, the Balmer curve, I believe it is. The drunker you get, the better you program. Take a look at that. It's on Wikipedia. I just heard about this the other day. But Drunkenboi, he's on fire. And, you know, last game, so were Catz's drones.
That's right. That's right. They were definitely on fire. A few escaped the flames just to get shot by those Gauss rifles. So either way, they were not having a fun time. And I feel like it's very likely we might see something similar. As far as I think almost every game we've seen him play, he opens up one base harass and then a very late expansion. So he's very likely to do that again.
You know, we haven't seen his harassment fail. Like, miserably. We haven't seen it. It's always successful. I would really like to see him go up, you know, toe-to-toe against one of the Korean professionals and try this harassment. And I just love to see that because his harassment is very great, very micro-heavy, two-pronged assaults all the time, and you know that's exactly what the Koreans deal with a lot. I mean, a lot of the meta in Korea is incredibly early pressure, so I'm curious to see what they have to say or that they would be able to do against this type of pressure.
It definitely would be pretty fun. You know, it's not too common that you see people do this pressure off of one base, which is why it's refreshing. I mean, there's so many people who do Hellion drops, Hellion attacks, but it's always expansion first, and then it's into that type of play. So the fact that he does it so early is really throwing a lot of these Zerg players off a bit. They're used to having to get units out at a certain timing, but then because it's doing it off of one base, the timings are all just a little bit faster, and the Zerg players haven't been able to react appropriately quite yet.
So SCV gets in here, does see the spawning pool, going to check out that hatchery a little bit more. And just going to kind of get a little bit of information here on this base.
2 queens, 4 zerglings being produced. No gas yet for Catz, so he's going to try to do the gasless defense of the Reapers. Oh, one drone. Don't die, drone. Don't die.
Oh, here comes... Oh, man, that drone took so much damage. The SCV, unfortunately, is going to go down. No Maynarding on that SCV. The zergling actually kind of hugging that Reaper a lot. But the Reaper is going to hang out here over by the ledge as the other 2 Zergling are now... Looks like they're going to actually go try and intercept that other Reaper, possibly.
Or they could go straight to the natural if they can... if the other Reaper went to harass, then of course the SCV at the natural can get picked off, slowing the command center. So that's why Catz is doing this. Of course, Drunkenboi, knowing that this is a move a lot of these Root Zerg players like to do, keeps the second Reaper back at home, which is the best way to deal with this. But of course, it means the harass is a little bit weaker if you had the second Reaper back on defense duty.
Now that one Reaper looks like he's just going to head home as well. So now it's just going to be 2 Reapers back at home. We're probably going to see those 6 Hellions come right back out into the, from the standard double Reaper play that we've been seeing pretty much all day.
Catz going up to 4 queens. And your point about he could potentially over-defend could be true because, I mean, well, he's seen the command center timing, but this game, Drunkenboi isn't doing that one base, straight to starport before expansion style. He's playing a more normal style.
And these Reapers now kind of moving around the map are going to be able to get some good information. Here's more Hellions coming out here. So we're seeing a very, very standard play coming out here from Drunkenboi. I'm a little bit worried. I'm wondering where the hitch is.
Oh.
Where's...
Well, it's going into Hellbat drops.
Armory.
So, instead of this is when a normal Terran builds that third command center. And Drunkenboi's like, what? But a command center, you can't harass with the command center. What? Why would I build
Unless it's a
that?
planetary fortress, that's not too effective against Zerg. But you know what? Drunkenboi's just crazy enough that it might work.
It might do it. He'll try to build one right in front of the Zerg player's base. But as it is, going into that Hellbat drop, as well as getting the tech lab on the barracks, so we can progress into bio afterwards. And Catz, you know, Drunkenboi has the reputation of the Hellbat drop, so Catz hopefully will be, you know, a little more ready for this than he was for the Hellion Marine drop in the first game.
Well, still nothing coming out just yet. He is just barely throwing down his lair. So we're gonna have to watch to see what Catz is gonna be ready for.
I mean, it's not a crazy fast lair, but it means he's gonna be kind of delaying upgrades in favor of most likely either speed roach attack or the Mulus. Oh, but he's gonna see this.
If he does go into
Has he seen the armory? Has he seen the armory?
Does he see the Hellbats coming out, though?
Oh, that would be...
No, he doesn't see the armory. The Overlord actually going to get chased down. A Viking's going to come out. Nothing too crazy. Drunkenboi and his Vikings. Incredibly effective. The Hellions, of course, also pressuring into the natural. There are a bunch of queens here. 5 of them, actually. And that's a huge investment.
Yeah, I'm actually curious why Drunkenboi's trying to take on 5 queens. I mean, he takes one on, but he took so much damage there.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it was. I was actually surprised at the durability of those units. The Reapers tank so much of the damage.
Every queen he takes out, though, is less queens that are going to be able to deny the medevacs later on for those Hellbats.
This is true. This is true. Catz, though, knows about the Hellbats. He's got a Spore Core in each mineral line. You need to get the Spore Cores to stop the Hellbat drops because if you don't have the Spore Core, you can run the drones, but then the medevac picks up the Hellbats, ignites its afterburners, and drops the Hellbats on top of your drones, killing them all. So the Spore Core keeps the medevac at bay, and without the medevac, the Hellbats are slow enough that with proper micro, you can avoid losing too many units to them.
Automaton scouts out the medevac drop. Unfortunately, the Automaton is nobody, is not allegiant to anybody, so that doesn't really help out Catz, but...
Oh, the roaches are all leaving the base. The medevac's coming into the main. There's nothing there to defend except for a queen and a Spore Core. 2
roaches do pop out right here at the main base, but it looks like those Hellbats are trying to go for it. Oh, unfortunately, actually don't get really any kills at all. No. Only 1 worker kill has been killed, and actually that one Hellbat will be left alone. Nope, there we go.
The Spore Core. Oh, now Hellion's going to main, but there's so many units here.
Many roaches out here.
I don't get what these are. I mean, to get 1 drone.
Oh, this is actually really bad here for Drunkenboi. He's losing all of his army. If he loses all of his army here, this actually could turn into a very, very huge counterattack here from Catz.
Catz could definitely, I mean, Drunkenboi has cut. He's anticipating a potential counterattack. He's got plenty of defense here, knowing that's a possibility. But taking a third is going to be very difficult if you commit this much to harass. It doesn't pay off. You're going to have the army disadvantage, and even if you can hold your natural, the third's going to be tough. But Catz is actually, he's going to test the defenses of the natural.
Oh, man. That one Viking, once again, almost killed somebody, and somebody transfused it. These Drunkenboi's Vikings just get robbed of kills all the time.
They do. They do. This roach attack, Catz is, he's going to have to retreat. Seen that many bunkers and just, potentially widow mines behind them as well. Meanwhile, there's a Hellbat drop in the natural of Catz, but Catz with some great drone micro, and the Spore, he loses another medevac.
Oh man, he's losing so much here. This is not, wow, and that one Hellbat just barely got up to the reach of the drones and then just instantly exploded. I didn't see the actual spine that killed him, so it just looked like he just self-destructed.
That's right.
He got into drone heaven, couldn't take it, couldn't take it, and just died.
He's like, which drone to target? Too many! Computational fail! Just blows up.
The Balmer curve.
Yep. So,
another Viking coming out here, gonna see that nice little roach blocking the third base.
Yeah, and Catz from here on, he knows the natural's bunkered up, but he knows he has an advantage. He's gonna look to just make himself immune to harass, and then wait for Drunkenboi to move an army out or take a third base, and then punish it. Either deny the third base, kill the army. But meanwhile, we can see he's starting to get more defense. He's getting his Spine Core in his main, which is definitely gonna help him out a lot, as there's a potential drops could go down that angle. The Vikings are cleaning out the Overlords. This is going to help a lot.
He really likes these Vikings, and I really actually quite like this play. Vikings are really great at being able to pick off all of these little Overlords. 100 minerals here, 100 minerals there. I mean, it costs the Terran a little bit of money, but this also costs a lot of map control for Zerg. It's going to deny so much vision. I mean, look at this. He has this cloud of overlords over here that just have to stay all together, huddled up. It's like cattle.
Yeah, you're all corralled in that same zone.
As soon as one goes off into its own, it just gets instantly taken out by the wolf.
Catz, with the burrowed infestors, one into the natural, Drunkenboi, one going into the main.
Oh, I like this play so much. Here comes the one infestor into the main base. He's going to throw down.
He's going to wait until there's a battle. If you throw an infested Terrans down and there's no battle, the Terran can usually react to it pretty well, but in the midst of a major engagement, that's when you really want to use those infested Terrans to do critical damage to the Terran base. Oh, he's got more burrowed infestors here. Oh, Scan goes down.
Oh, are the Marauders actually going to go for it? No, they're going to go for the Creep Tumor.
Oh, look at these chaining fungals.
Awesome.
He gets one more.
Growths.
He can get another one. Oh no, he said he cast that was weird. He could have cast another fungal.
Yeah. That was kind of an odd choice there.
Meanwhile, though, in the main, the infested Terrans, they're actually going for that orbital. Not quite able to finish it.
Unfortunately, yeah, there's not that many infested Terrans. Enough, at least, to take out that orbital, but still a good amount of damage done. A lot of mining denied. Third base now is finally starting to go up. Missile turret going to be following up behind this to deal with those infestors later on.
He was able to take out the Infestor in his natural, but the Infestor in the main is still lurking over there in the corner. We'll see it probably hide there for a while until it regenerates some more energy to be a little more annoying. Actually, the one by natural is still alive too. So both those Infestors of Catz staying alive.
We're seeing a lot of missile upgrades. Do you think he's going to go straight on into Hydras, or do you think he's going to stay on just Roaches and Infestors?
It could be just, a nice unburden of those Widow Mines so they don't get detonated, but then a Fungal and the Roaches move in. Catz takes a nice win there, clearing up all those Widow Mines.
Wow, completely cleaning up that army with no problem. Catz in a very commanding position this game.
So it looks like he just wants to spend all his resources on the Roach Infestor combination. He could potentially add in Hydras later down the road, or maybe even Swarm Hosts. Of course, those share the same upgrades.
That champion Viking man getting a second kill, now pushing on into the main base. What is there for? Oh, wow, there's actually so much out here for Drunkenboi. This is actually
Catz
too
has gotta
much
get out
for
of
Catz
there.
to deal
He
with.
doesn't have the Infestors.
And he's getting completely cleaned up. A couple more Roaches going to come up from the third base, but it's not enough, and Catz takes a huge amount of losses.
Now a drop in the main, but Catz has some great Zac defense. I don't think he's going to lose too much of this drop, and in fact is forced away with basically no losses. Catz doing great this game, except for that one critical overextension, fighting without the fungal growth. And again, his Infestors have very low energy, but one great fungal goes down. Great Infestors.
Beautiful engagement here by Catz, and it looks like yet again he's going to try and work his way back up into an advantage.
If he goes up the ramp, that'd be crazy. Okay, good. He's not going to do that.
So many medevacs out here, though, so he's going to be able to heal up this army that's just been so hurt. More and more coming out here from Drunkenboi. Let's take a look at the upgrades tab. We've got +2 on these Terran army. +2, +1, as well as +2 on the Roaches. So the Roaches are actually pretty far ahead in upgrades.
They definitely have that advantage. Catz, though his army is looking kind of small, he's got to wait for those additional reinforcements that are crossing the map now. Medevac's been used to keep tabs on his army. Oh, Drunkenboi's coming in for the battle, but the full energy Medevacs aren't part of the battle. Oh, there they are.
They're going to come
hanging
from
around.
far, far away, but the Roach is actually going to go try and work on the main. No, they're just going to be a little bit indecisive. There's a little bit more of a small engagement. One more Marine does die there, unfortunately. You can see him.
Oh, a big Widow Mine hit.
Wow, uses a fungal growth to take out that Widow Mine.
Oh, he's got to be so careful with these Infestors. They're the key part of his army.
Breaking up his army into smaller pieces so he gets a couple of more fungal growths out here. All the fungal growths are down. All the Roaches are taking so much damage. And it looks like Catz was trying to push on into the natural base, but it just wasn't working out for him. A scan could actually take out all these Infestors, but no, he's going to wait. He's going to try and take out this Roach army. A little bit too much for his taste, it looks like, as he's microing back. And these Roaches are going to continue on chasing down these Marines and Marauders. Meanwhile, the other smaller force is actually going to come out here. Look at all these Infestors, though.
Oh, they could pop up and nail that force. He does it! Grabs a great fungal. Burrows again, only loses one, but a scan goes down. I don't think that he's going to be able to get anything with it. Kind of a little bit of a miss scan there. And Catz, he's going to try to like just keep trading, keeping his opponent on the defensive. But as Drunkenboi adds more and more Marauders, the composition will get very hard for Catz to take out, especially as the medevac count increases. Oh nice little Widowmine hit there.
Hits, yeah.
The Infestors lose their power as the medevac count increases, and Roaches versus Marauders is not a fight that Catz. Oh, a nice little Marauder takes out 2 more Infestors.
Some beautiful drop play there by Drunkenboi. Now, as long as he can hold off this third base, I think he's going to be throwing himself back into a pretty good position. Some really great Widowmine hits. More and more of the Marines and Marauders coming in here, doing a lot of damage. Catz losing so many of these Roaches, and it looks like Catz is going to be cleaned up here. Warded off for now with the Roach aggression.
Yeah, Catz has to retreat. Catz is way behind in supply now. He's been really relying on the fungal growths to take out the Terran army, but the problem is he's been losing so many Infestors in these engagements, and then now there's so many medevacs that they can out-heal the fungal growth damage. The Marauder count is high enough the Roaches are really going to be mitigated. Catz needs to do some, maybe a chain fungal on the medevacs. He needs something to take out this army to get him back in the game.
He's got a lot of Infestors right now. He just needs to really get those key fungal growths here. Now, a lot of Roaches getting caught by these huge groups of Marines, Marauders, and medevacs. A couple of fungal growths are going to be going down. They're actually going to be able to clean up a bit, but there's such a spread out here from Drunkenboi that he's actually mitigating so much of the damage there from those fungal growths, and actually in a really great concave here, doing a lot of damage. Now, there is a little bit of... there's a couple of Infestors still left, but they're running out of energy, and fungal growth is doing a lot of damage. The base does go down here for Catz, though.
There's just too much healing. The units they're being hurt, but they're not being finished off. The medevacs are keeping that entire Terran army alive. Fungal after fungal goes down, but unless you can have something to follow it up, you're not going to be able to kill those Terran units.
Not at all, and now to look at the food supply count, it's 200 to 118. 126 barely getting back up there, but that's even with Roaches, and Roaches inflate your food your supply by so much. All these Roaches now getting cleaned up here at the third base, and it doesn't look like Catz is that much else behind this to answer. So many Marines and Marauders, but actually the medevacs are actually starting to run out of energy.
They are, and Catz is going to survive for now, pushing his force back. But meanwhile, there's a double drop in his main that he doesn't have units to deal with. There's more reinforcements coming forward. Actually, he's not even going to hold out this attack here. The Marauders just will not die, of course. 3-1, their attack is upgraded so much the Roaches die very fast. And the spawning pool has died. The hive is going down so fast as well.
The GG is thrown out here by Catz, and game number 2 is going to go straight to Drunkenboi.
Drunkenboi, a very convincing 2-0 win over Catz, especially that first game. I mean, just too many Marauders here. The Roaches weren't in a position to support the Infestors, and you can land all the fungals you want, but unless you have something that can really take out the army once it's fungal growth, there's just too many medevacs that the bio is going to be Roaches as they scale up, especially if it's that Marauder heavy. And Catz just didn't have an answer for that competition with Drunkenboi.
Yeah, not at all. So anyway, guys, that was our last series for the night. Am I correct?
That is right. We're done for the night. So why don't we take a look at the brackets and see exactly the 16 players that have advanced into the tournament. So starting off with the winners bracket, we can see Puck and Jadong advanced, joining them a little bit lower in the winners bracket. We're going to see a couple more people. Bales with a great upset against Maxed.
Yeah, that was a pretty interesting result there. The Muslim also winning over Mooskills, and that's going to be pushing on into all of the winners brackets there.
Oh, that's half the winners bracket.
That's half the winners bracket.
We have 4 players who've qualified. There's 4 more from the winners bracket. Going down the list, we're going to get to Jim. A lot of people say the best player in China. He's known for all killing EG in team leagues and actually just being all of an insane monster. So not too much of a surprise that he was able to make it through, although he did have to take out another top Chinese player, Top on the way, joined by Xenocider, the young American.
Xenocider who took out Xenio. Xenio who took out JYP. So that's actually a really big victory there for Xenocider, taking out so many of those notable players here. And, I mean, let's take a look at, the losers bracket. Or sorry, this is still winners bracket. Talia took out Drunkenboi.
That's right.
We just saw Drunkenboi proceed on, so, I mean, that's a happy ending there. We watched that game before. Tasia taking out Hendrilisk. Hendrilisk did get knocked out, though.
That's right. Of course, Hendrilisk wasn't able to quite make it through. Taking a look at the losers bracket, the 8 people from the losers bracket who will join those 8 people qualifying from the winners bracket. We've got Sage, Huan Sing, Maxed, and Neep.
Yeah.
For the top half.
And that's a pretty good number of players, and I'm not really too surprised by any of those, actually. Except for Maxed versus JYP, but even then, Maxed still a really good player.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Maxed is typically usually beat JYP. Hyundo, I think a lot of people picked him to make it through this tournament easily, being, one of the top 2 seeds of this, coming from the Premier Division of WCS Korea. So him getting knocked out is a little bit of an upset, as well as, Hwan Sing. I don't think as many people would have picked him to go through, but he did make it through as well. So going to the bottom group, we can see now top, even though he did fall to Jim, he still made it through anyway. Joined by Ian Drunkenboi.
Who once again taking out Zenio. Zenio just was not having a great day, I don't think, today.
No, not his day. Not his day. And, of course, joined by XY and Drunkenboi.
All right, guys, so we've had a number of awesome matches here at the WCS qualifier for Challenger, for the Americas. I don't even know what to say about all the matches we've seen today. We've seen so many great matches.
That's right. There's been a lot of great matches. Remember, if you missed any of the action here today, you're just tuning in now, you had to take a break in the middle, you can catch all of our content at youtube.com/official MLGSC2. Also, don't forget, the Premier League continues on Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern, so make sure to catch that. Of course, every day it'll be 6 p.m. Eastern, Premier League Monday through Thursday next week. After each Premier League group, it will be followed by an episode of Rules of Engagement.
All right, I don't have nothing else here. What about yourself, XLab?
No, it's been a pleasure to cast these games. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. That's it for now, but we'll see you guys on Monday.